through life like a fucking prisoner while she keeps my dick in a mason jar under the sink.
How dare you speak to me that way in front of her? And I marvel that you can be so contemptuous of me on the same day that you lose your job.
I didn't lose it. It's not like, whoops, where'd my job go? I quit. Someone passed the asparagus.
And I want to thank you for putting me under the...
Hello Scenesters, this is Movie Review Justin, and this is part of my series, Psychology in Movies, where we find examples of pop psychology concepts in movies to where you can get a better understanding through video example of what some of these concepts mean. And today we will be discussing the concept of parentification in the 1999 film American Beauty. Before we get into the clip, we have to define what parentification is. And it's a very specific type of abuse where a child bears more responsibility than should be expected of them at their age. Parentification comes in two types. Emotional, where the child is expected to soothe the parent or even mediate their conflicts, maybe with the other parent for example. And logistical, that's where a child may have to take on age-inappropriate responsibilities, like paying bills, shopping, or even distributing medication, etc. The type of parentification we will be looking at in the example is emotional parentification. We all want to be good parents, but we have to understand that we are there to emotionally support and encourage our children, not the other way around. Children may have a hard time processing, let alone solving, our complex traumas and stresses. The problems involving adults also tend to be much more complicated and difficult to solve than children's problems, which tend to be centered around the overall well-being, safety, and acceptance of the child. This is why we always want to do our best to nurture children. Our initial context of this scene is a fight between husband Lester and wife Carolyn over finances after Lester has quit his job, leaving Carolyn with what she perceives will be increased financial responsibility during a time when her own realty career isn't doing so well. The fight is explosive and traumatic for everyone involved. But we are going to be looking at the scene following because Carolyn's response is a perfect example of emotional parentification. Let's watch the scene uninterrupted.
Me? God.
Oh, Christ. Mom.
No, I'm glad because you're old enough now to learn the most important lesson in life. You cannot count on anyone except yourself. You cannot count on anyone except yourself. You know, it's sad but true. And the sooner you learn it, the better.
Look, Mom, I really don't feel like having a Kodak moment here, okay?
You ungrateful little brat! Just look at everything you have! When I was your age, I lived in a duplex. We didn't even have our own house.
Let's review. You'll notice in the scene, Carolyn comes to Jane's room presumably to apologize or soothe Jane for the distressing fight that just occurred, but instead her agenda is twofold. 1, to establish Lester as being at fault, and 2, Carolyn wants to receive emotional support and validation that Jane is on her side. Hearing a parent complain about or disparage the other parent can be very distressing for children who often love both parents. Carolyn's agenda is not the overall well-being of her daughter Jane, and we know this because whenever Jane does try to set boundaries and think for herself, she immediately gets slapped and punished for simply not agreeing with all of the beliefs of Carolyn the mother. Our focus as parents should always be on the safety and well-being of any children left in our charge. What do you think this conversation might have looked like if Carolyn was more supportive and healthy towards Jane? Can you think of other examples of parentification in movies in the comments? Let us know, and you might see your comment and video example in another video. Have a great day, and stay healthy and informed.